Good evening, everybody. How are you guys doing? How's the stream going? Sorry for the slight delay. There has been a kind of an issue with starting the stream here in OBS Streamlabs. Please let me know if audio and video is fine. Yeah, thank you all for being here. I have already seen quite a lot of familiar names, so thank you very much for joining me on this Sunday afternoon, which is, well, not the stream that we usually do, meaning that there won't be a 3D printer that we're gonna unbox today, or there won't be something else really 3D printed related. I finally received my YouTube play button, which I had been waiting for quite a while. And yeah, we're gonna unbox that today. So hi to everyone. Yeah, hi Tom, hi Stefan, hi 3D Guzner. Thank you already for all of the congratulations. That really means a lot to me. I have been putting quite a lot of work in this channel over the last almost 3 years, and I'm really excited to, well, what it led to and how big it really got and how many people are really interested in the things I have been doing for myself in the past. So yeah, thank you so much. Otterman, thank you for the 50 Norway crowns or something like that. Thank you very, very much for that. I highly appreciate that. Yeah. No. Please let me down. Put the audio a little bit down. All right. Yeah. Hello to Indonesia. It's 11 o'clock where you are. It's actually 6 o'clock p.m. at night right here in Germany. So yeah, maybe not the best time for everyone, but I think it's still gonna be fine for most of you watching right now. Yeah, all right, as I said, I have been actually, well, reaching 100,000 subscribers 2 months ago or something like that. Even a little bit more. And yeah, how that usually goes is that after a while you get a message from YouTube that you can redeem your play button, your like creator reward. You put your address in there, and then a couple of weeks later this nice box actually shows up at your doorstep. And this has been actually reaching me at the beginning of this week. Some of you might actually know that because some are listening to the Meltzone podcast, and if you guys are not subscribed to that yet, maybe yeah, give that a try. Yeah, as I said, this has been arriving at my doorstep on Tuesday, and I haven't been opening that so far, and I was, yeah, kind of, it was hard for me because I've been working for this right here, or to the point where I am right now, for 2.5 years. And I'm kind of stoked to open this right now. Yeah, thank you. All right, so some of you guys have been asking, will there be any cooking today? No, there isn't any cooking because I haven't been planning for a really long live stream today. Just because, yeah, we're gonna unbox that. I'm gonna answer a couple of questions, and then it's good for me. I also need to relax a little bit today because I had been editing videos yeah, all yesterday and all today, so I also need to take some time off. All right, so yeah, let me switch cameras, and maybe Tom will be screaming at me because even though I have my Stream Deck, I didn't configure it so far, but yeah, I think that's not gonna be too bad for today. All right, so this is the box that actually dropped on my doorstep Tuesday, and yeah, I removed the stickers with the address and everything, that it looks a little bit nicer. And that not everybody can stalk me directly. All right, so yeah, I just gonna take an X-Acto knife and rip that thing open. Hopefully everything is in place in there and nothing has broken. These things are actually made, or at least I think engraved, in the US. There is a big company where I think Google outsources this production, but this has been sent from the US, nothing from China, which is kind of nice. I still think that the part itself has been made in the US, in China, because if you take a look at YouTube channels reaching 100,000 subscribers, there are, I would actually say, a couple of thousand every day. Especially China is a country where, sorry, not China, India is a country where quite a lot of people are doing YouTube and where YouTube currently is booming quite a lot. All right, so I have it open right now. Let's take a look on the inside. Ooh. A little bit anticlimactic, so we have some foam in here. Let's remove the foam and see what's in here. All right, so we have a small card from Society Awards. Congratulations on your subscriber milestone. We are honored to take part in recognizing your achievement and want your experience to be exceptional. This reward was inspected and packed with great care by Rick. Thank you, Rick, for packing it. If there is any damage on the reward, I can contact those guys. But so far, it looks kind of okay. All right, the next thing is a nicely chic, thick piece of paper with some notes from the CEO of YouTube. I'll read that out in a second. The interesting thing is that they really used some nice paper, but the print kind of looks horrible. But yeah, you can't have everything. All right, and this is my YouTube reward, and it is kind of an interesting moment to take a look at that right now, because I have been working for that for so long. Let's take it out of the box. Okay. All right, there we go. Let's take it out of the plastic wrapping. Nice mirror finish. This is where you are. Presented to CNC Kitchen for passing 100,000 subscribers. So the finish is really nice. It's anodized aluminum and screen painted in white colors. Yeah, my channel name. And that I have passed 100,000 subscribers. Cool. That is really nice. Just let's switch cameras back again. All right. I didn't really read up on chat for the last couple of minutes, so any questions at the moment? No. How heavy is it? I'd say it's probably 300 grams, half a kilo. I don't have a proper scale right here at the moment, but it feels kind of valuable, which is kind of nice. It has a, I don't know, soft back. I don't know, probably to not scratch my wall. 2 hangers. I actually hoped to replace it with that play button, which I made for my 10,000 subscriber celebration 1.5 years ago, 2 years ago, or something like that. But yeah, I need to get a couple of more nails, and I'll hang that up later. And if you guys are following me on Twitter, I'll probably post a picture there. All right, so yeah, thanks again. Really, thank you so much for all of the support over the last years. I'm really stoked that I did get to this point right now. It's kind of hard to find the right words at the moment, but yeah, just thank you. All right, next thing. There is a small printed letter from YouTube. You've just done something that very few YouTube creators accomplish. You had an astonishing 100,000 people subscribe to your channel. We know that numbers on YouTube can get really big, but we hope that you don't lose sight in the reality behind that 6-digit milestone. Each and every person who has subscribed to your channel has been touched by what you've created. They were inspired, challenged, or entertained. You achieved this milestone with hard work, perseverance, and probably a healthy sense of humor too. What you've accomplished can't be taken away from you, and we'd like to recognize you and all your hard work with this Silver Creator Award, a small token of our esteem and respect. We know that you don't do this for the reward. You do it because you have a drive to create and share, and because you have found an audience who cares. Believe us when we say that we can't wait to see what you do next. 1 million subscribers, maybe 1 million subscribers may seem a long way off right now, but you're closer than you think. And we're rooting for you. Congratulations, yours sincerely, Susan Wojcicki, CEO of YouTube. Nice. Why are you guys saying that Germans and humor don't really get together? The content, I think the content I'm creating is kind of, well, not the most humorous, but I still think, but I still hope that it isn't as, well, as unentertaining as some might think. Yeah, all right. Gold play button here to come. Yeah, we'll see, we'll see. This has been taken 2 years. I don't know if I will be able to do this 10 more years until I get a gold play button. I don't know if the audience is big enough who is interested in the things I do in my office and in my workshop, that 1 million people might come together. But this is really the nice thing about YouTube, that the reach or the amount of people you can reach is just astonishing. And this is really something I enjoy about this, well, kind of media, because you can reach so many people. So yeah, just thanks again so much for that. And it's really interesting that kind of a lot of 3D printed or 3D printing related channel just reached 100,000 subscribers in the same time frame as I did it as well. So Ivan Miranda also reached 100,000 subscribers just, I think, a week after me or a week before me, I don't really know. Marco Reps also reached 100,000 subscribers just a little bit later. Yeah, and even a couple more. Really nice. All right, so who am I ignoring? Nigel. Yeah, greetings from the UK. Hi to the UK. Yeah, thanks for joining. Hello to Russia. And yeah, as I said, this shall also be kind of a Q&A I want to do. Maybe just to answer a couple of questions you guys have in your mind about, well, being a YouTuber, technical questions and stuff like that. So if you have one, then drop it in the comments. I also posted or tweeted on Twitter today, and I'll go through a couple of questions there, and maybe in a week we are, maybe in a week, maybe in an hour, we are finished. So maybe let's start with a couple of questions who just popped up. Roxanne Tall Gaming ask, you will upgrade to a Mark III or will you stay with a Mark 2.5? So I have a original Prusa i3 Mark 2.5 behind me, and I have been upgrading it to a Mark 2.5, but I think I won't be upgrading it to a Mark III just because the upgrade is too expensive for what you're getting. With the amount of money you pay for the upgrade, you can almost buy a new Mark III. I'm thinking about buying the upgrade kit for the Mark 2.5S, where the filament sensor is a little bit changed, but I think that is not really something that is really that important. All right. Favorite flavor of haggis? Never tried haggis so far. There was another question. How's the new PC holding up? The PC is holding up fine. I actually have to admit that I changed the 3D printed bracket to a new one because I also upgraded the whole cooler to a more efficient one, just because it got a little bit loud from time to time, especially when it was really hot in my office during the last couple of weeks. Joe Kaufeld is asking, do you have a favorite brand of filament? Not really. I prefer to work with name brand filaments. So I've been printing lots with Foam Futura filament. Polymaker filament was always something I had really lots of fun with. As many probably know, lots of material, especially here in Europe, is actually from kind of the same filament manufacturer. So buy local, buy not the cheapest one, and usually will kind of be satisfied. What's your favorite football team? I don't watch football, I'm sorry. Unsubscribe if you don't like that. Oh my goodness, more questions. Thomas asking, what's the video you are most proud of? Oh, that's really hard to say. It's really hard to say. So my library of videos is now like 100 videos, or has 100 videos. Of course, I could be proud of the videos that have a lot of views, for example, the DIY filament making at home or the threaded inserts. I'm proud of that video. I'm proud of those videos because they got that many views. But there are also many other videos where I have put a lot of effort in them and people seem to appreciate what I have done there. Maybe I'm also really proud of the first video I made, even though it's kind of embarrassing to watch it at the moment. But starting making your first video is always the hardest step, and if you have done that and if you continue, then you can be really proud of yourself. So yeah. Hobby Hoarder's asking, are you planning on going full-time on YouTube? So maybe some know it. I still do YouTube part-time. So I still work 4 days of the week as an engineer in a big German aerospace company as a research engineer, also doing kind of the same things I do right here. And the rest of the week I am creating YouTube videos. Yeah, many other YouTubers have been going full-time with the size I have at the moment, but I don't really know if going full-time is really the right thing for me, because I sometimes need to have somebody who just kicks my ass, and if I'm only self-employed, that is sometimes kind of hard. And I don't really want to just rely on the income from YouTube, because that can be high in one month and bad in the other month. You know that the apocalypse has been striking some other YouTubers over the last couple of years, and I don't know if I want to have that, because I still want to have enough money to afford rent and support my family and everything. So I'm happy how it is at the moment, that I can do it part-time, that my real employee is giving me the opportunity to not work full-time in my real job. If at some point there is enough revenue from YouTube coming in, I could see myself doing it full-time, but full-time in a way that maybe I do my PhD in that regime and also then use the work I do for my PhD for the YouTube channel. But at the moment, I don't earn enough money to really finance myself with the YouTube income. Do you regret waiting a couple of months and going for a Ryzen 3 for your new PC? No, I'm not really regretting that. Timothy is asking, what are you working on now? So I just finished a video on, well, the influence on material strength depending on the amount of cooling you are using, and you will be able to watch that next week, Saturday. Then I will also probably post a filament review of Polymax PC when I'm on holiday. So that will probably be out in like 3 weeks or something like that. And there are lots of other projects I'm working on right now. It's usually way too much work. Or way too much projects that I can really handle. We have talked about my favorite brand of filament. Just give me a second. Oh man, so many questions at the moment. What do you think about Stratasys? Expensive machines, never worked with those. Could be good if you do 3D printing in a professional way. I don't see me using their machines at the moment. Lambordier 1703 is asking, are you German? Yes, I am German. Pleximar is asking why you don't speak German. I don't speak German on my videos because I think I can reach more people if I do my videos in English. So 10%, maybe 15% of my viewers are German at the moment. So English was the choice from the beginning, just to, being able to reach more people right away. Gamer by Teamwork is asking, hey, can you upgrade a 3D printer to Wi-Fi 3D printer using a Raspberry Pi? Yes, get a Raspberry Pi and install Octoprint on it. It's really simple. Oh my goodness, just give me 1 second. Georgie is asking, have you reviewed the printer behind me? So you probably mean the Artillery 3D. I haven't done a real review on it. I have shown it, I think, twice on a live stream. I am using it quite a bit and I'm kind of happy with it. There are some problems with the machine I had, so quality could be better, but I think this is kind of due to the Volcano hot end that they are using. But on the other hand, you can print really fast with this machine and it's really nice to use. And I think for the amount of money you're paying for it, it's a really nice machine. So yeah, if you want kind of a bigger style 3D printer, the Artillery is probably not the worst printer to go for. Sorry guys, I need to read all of the messages. Promo Cable is saying, I think full-time YouTuber won't be as satisfying as an engineer. I have to admit that this is kind of true, because the engineering work I do at my real job is really, really interesting, and I'm really happy that I'm able to do it. And well, I'm giving the opportunity to do research in such an interesting field, so I probably would miss something, because YouTubing for me is not only doing tests, it's also all the scripting, all the moderating, all the writing things up, doing taxes and stuff like that. So there are also things involved in that process I'm not always that happy with. TJ Payton is asking, can you do a video on how to do 3D printed epoxy and or concrete mold? If you're interested in that, check out Tom's channel. He did a concrete mold a couple of months ago where he cast a on-air sign. Some nice things I think you can learn from that video. I've also done it in the past. Just make sure you have draft angles, or make it kind of out of a rubbery material, and then it's a really cool thing to do. And also choose the right type of concrete. Estrich cement, I don't know the English expression for that. If anybody knows, please put it in the comments. This is kind of really working nice for this application. Gamer by Teamwork is asking, what is my favorite 3D printer? I have to admit, my favorite 3D printer is my original Prusa i3, which I have had for the last 3 years. It's my most reliable machine, and I kind of use it every day. And it's not the cheapest, but it's the one which has been causing me the least amount of trouble, and it's kind of the only printer that hasn't been modded in any way. 3D Gassner is asking, what is your favorite food or tool in the kitchen? Food? Thai food. I love Thai food. What is my favorite tool in the kitchen? My induction oven or my submersible sous vide cooker. Both are really good things. Oh my goodness. Tammy Gorilla just donated 50 bucks. Thank you so much for that. I'll get to you in a second. Tony is asking, can you say a complete sentence in German? Vielen Dank, dass ihr alle hier seid. It doesn't sound too bad though. Just give me 1 second. Where have we been? Timothy is asking, you have sincerely thought about your situation with your career. Most YouTubers don't think like you. Great job. Yeah, thank you. The thing is, YouTube is kind of hard work, and if I had a shit job, I probably would have gone full-time quite a while ago, but since I have a really cool and interesting job at the moment, I'm really hesitant to give that away. Tyler West is asking, where does your inspiration for the next video came from? Past experience, suggestions, reading about an issue in groups? Most of the time it's things I'm also really interested in, or I read something about and then I want to try it out myself, and in order to learn that way. For example, the next video about the influence of part cooling. I have been asking myself for years how high the influence of part cooling really is. So I finally tried it out in a controlled way, and this is how I'm usually doing it. And I need to do the things I'm interested in, because otherwise I perform horrible work. So next question. Kevin is asking, how long does it normally take to create a video like yours? So my work at the moment is 7 days a week. So 4 times normal work at work, and they're also working at night just a little bit, but the rest of the week it's working for YouTube. I currently try to release every second week, which I most of the time reach, but for example this weekend I just wasn't able to really meet the deadline. Usually the amount of work it takes for me for creating a video is 2 to 3 hours of work for each minute of video. That is the amount of work I put into the videos. Thomas is asking, wo hast du studiert? Where did you study? So I have a Bachelor of Engineering at the University of Applied Science in Friedrichshafen. It's called Duale Hochschule in German. So my bachelor's has been kind of split into two pieces. Half of the time I had been at the university and half of the time I had been in a company. So it's a really practical way to do engineering or to study engineering. Then I had worked for 2 years and then I started a master in numerical simulation. So I have a master's in numerical or applied numerical engineering from the University of Applied Science in Landshut and in Ingolstadt. Really interesting. L3D 3D Makers asking, what's your thoughts on high-grade materials like CFPC nylon or such? Is it worth investing the money to print those? So carbon fiber filled materials is something I have tested in the past and I have worked with quite a bit. The thing is, the carbon fiber short fiber reinforcement only is working in the printing direction, so it's not really reinforcing your print in, well, Z direction, so in between the layers. So if you have an application where you can print a part flat, carbon fiber reinforcement can make your parts stronger and can make your parts especially stiffer, but it's not always like the solution for everything. Unfilled materials can sometimes be stronger than the filled ones, and you have the issues with nozzle wear and things like these. The thing is, printing carbon fiber filled materials is way easier than non-filled ones because the carbon fiber reinforcement stiffens up the material during cooldown, so you get less warping. Just on a side note. Jeremy Williams is asking, PETG or PLA? I have to admit PLA, I'm sorry. Liu Hao is asking, favorite budget printer? Lots of my friends have been buying Ender 3s over the last months and they are really happy with those. So even though I don't have one of these, if you're not 100% sure that you want to stay in that hobby and you don't want to spend a lot of money, then this is actually a great start. I have to be honest. If you are more keen in 3D printing, I still always just recommend the original Prusa because, as I said, mine is non-modified and it's just working like a charm. Next question. Isa is asking, Shining 3D Einscan SP. Never have used one. Tom has one and some other YouTubers. I currently have a professional 3D scanner from the German company GOM for a couple of weeks, which is currently down in my basement and with which I do a bit of work in the direction of reverse engineering and the accuracy of 3D prints. You will be seeing it being used in the next couple of videos, and I hope I can do some really interesting stuff in that direction. If you guys have project ideas, put them in, well, later in the comments or send me a message and maybe we can do something interesting. Sorry guys. The US native really appreciates the English language content. Yeah, I'm not perfect in English, but I enjoy speaking English and I'm happy if I'm able to reach more people that way. So yeah, just I appreciate doing it. Mako Matrix is asking, any thoughts about including resin printing in what you do on the channel? I have done a little bit of resin printing. For me, it's still a mess, and I always just do it if I really need to do it. 1 second. Zeno, thank you very much for the donation. Highly appreciate it. Highly appreciate that you like also the Melt Zone podcast. If you guys don't know the Melt Zone podcast I'm doing with Tom, check it out. Podcasts are not videos, so listen to those while driving, listen to those while cleaning the house. But we talk about some interesting technical topics there. I think you guys will enjoy it. Anyways, back. Resin 3D printing, I will be doing more resin printing in the future, but as I said, I am staying away from it as much as possible because in my opinion, it's just more messy, it smells more, and the resin is quite dangerous. So if you are really interested in resin printing, probably my channel is not the best. Joe is asking, what is a project that you would like to do but lack the funds or time? Oh, I think that's... Well, the funds, I would really like to have professional test equipment because I really like to do tests in this direction, test material properties, but all of the machines or most of the machines that I have are built by myself. They are not professionally calibrated. I try to make sure that the results are as accurate as possible, but they are not as good as with professional test equipment. This is something, also metal 3D printing, I would really like to do something in this direction because I also do metal 3D printing at work, but I can show the things I do at work on the channel right here. But maybe there will be something in this direction in the future where I might be visiting some manufacturer of metal 3D printing machines, because even though they are really expensive, there are some really interesting applications for them. Thomas asking, what's your favorite way of getting 3D printed models? Thingiverse, 3D scan, model everything yourself. So if I have a problem, the first thing I usually do is Thingiverse, because so many people have already had the same issue I currently have as well. If I don't find anything there, I model everything myself, and 3D printers are so much more powerful if you know how to use CAD. So if you guys are currently just downloading files from Thingiverse or My Mini Factory, really give Fusion a 360 or any other CAD tool a try. This will become a tool which is just invaluable. Oh my goodness, where have we been? Right here. Leo is asking, Sidewinder X1 or any Cubic i3 Mega? I would go actually for the Sidewinder. It's a little bit more expensive, but the build space is bigger. If you want to do really fine and details model, the Anycubic is better because it doesn't have the volcano hot end. Timothy McDougald is asking, what is your favorite CAD program or CNC? I use Fusion 360 for all of the things I do, like here for the channel, because it's free for me. I can do CAD, can do simulation, and I can do CNC, and this is really great. Sorry guys. Animation Creation 42 is asking, when will we start seeing more CNC content? People are always asking me why the channel is called CNC Kitchen, but I think some are not aware that also a 3D printer is a CNC. It's a computer numerically controlled machine. So I'm doing lots of CNC work. If you are asking about CNC routing, I will hopefully be doing more of that in the future, but I just see that 3D printing content is appreciated more by viewers than CNC content. But hopefully I will do more in this direction in the future. Next question. PickYouBet13579 is asking, how did your English get so good? Did you take it in school or just really good at it, or have you been speaking it since you were a child? I have been learning English in school for 7, 8 years, from 5th grade to 13th grade. But I have been a really horrible English student. I started watching English sitcoms just after my A-levels, and this helped a lot. I have been working in the US during my studies. I did an internship there for 3 months. That helped a lot. And I had been working in an English-speaking team in my aerospace company for a couple of years where I was talking English all day. And still, up to the current day, even though I'm not speaking that much English anymore, all of our reports and everything is usually in English. Nicole Christine is asking, have you thought about trying out the rail core? What do you think about them? I have seen the rail cores at Murph this year and they are really impressive, though I never had the chance to try them out. I think they are really, really cool, the kinematics and everything. But have to be honest, I'm currently mostly rejecting printers for review because I have too much work to do at the moment. Though I would be really happy to take a look at those. All right, next question. Let me see. Maker's Mike is asking, what kind of fun type builds can we expect in the future? I have been working on clay 3D printing for a couple of months so far, and I want to do something in that direction. I think this will be something really interesting. The Guinness is asking, when is the next 3D printing box opening and first print, and what printer maybe? There might be coming up something next week, though I think the box won't be reaching me before I fly to Japan on my holiday. So there will be probably a Core XY printer in the future, in the next stream. I'm really looking forward to that because I don't have any Core XY printers so far and I really like the kinematics. Ricardo Kevin is asking, how much video buffer do you have for your content? I don't exactly know what you're asking for, but the amount of like B-roll I take in comparison to the final video is probably 10:1. So if I have 10 minutes of final video, I probably have 100 minutes of B-roll. Do we finally get somewhere to the end? Oh my goodness. Zach is asking, have you been working out? No, I have not. I have been getting fat over the last 2.5 years because I haven't been working out because I'm always doing YouTube videos. Where did you learn English? I learned English at school. Animation Creation is asking, how's the washing machine repair going? So yeah, I talked about my washing machine or my dryer actually breaking on the Melt Zone podcast. I will get a new motor because they have 10 years warranty on the motor here in Germany. So good thing for us. Promo Cable is asking, could you do more simulation stuff? That topology video was awesome. I don't know if he is speaking to Tom at the moment, but yeah, I would really like to do more simulation stuff in the future, because this is also something I'm really good at, but projects are just piling up and I just am not able at the moment to finish everything. I thought about doing a live stream thing where we do some simulation work on a couple of projects, but I didn't get to that far. Favorite English sitcom. So at the time I was starting to watch English sitcoms, it actually was South Park, American Dad, and Family Guy. Though I haven't been watching those a lot during the last couple of weeks. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I really enjoy at the moment. Yeah. Tyler West is asking, are you planning to come to the East Coast Reprap Festival in October? Unfortunately, I think I won't be coming to the ERRF in October, just because I have been traveling so much this year and I'm kind of fed up with it. Well, I will be going to Japan in like 1.5 years for 1.5 weeks for holiday. So this will be another really long flight, and I have to watch my carbon footprint, and just sitting in planes all the time is non-productive time for me. That is really nice. That is really that is the thing. Just where have we been? Netjen is asking, what are good ways to learn Fusion 360? I think just doing things, watching tutorials on YouTube or Skillshare or whatever, just following them along, and then just practice. Dirty Harry is asking the BASF Ultrafuse 316L filament, which is like filament filled with 80% metal by weight, which you then debind and sinter, which is really interesting, but there is a lot of machinery involved for debinding and sintering. So I don't think that this will be something I can do at home. If you're interested, also listen to the last Melt Zone podcast, where I think we talked about that at the end. Lord of Apple is asking, will there be more material testing? Yeah, there will be more material testing. The next 2 videos will be material testing. So look forward to that. Part-time Ronan is asking, YouTube and gaming. I like to game, but I think I'm too bad for streaming. So yeah, no gaming on YouTube. James Harmer is asking, where are you going to Japan? I will be in Tokyo, I will be in Osaka, I will be in Kyoto, I will be in Hiroshima, and somewhere else as well. I just can't remember at the moment. So lots of city touring. I think it will be horribly hot, but I'm still looking forward to it. Tony M is asking, any advice for Tinkercad? I have never used Tinkercad so far, so sorry for that. Sienna Gears is asking, can you mail the parts for debind and sinter process? There are some companies who do the debinding and sintering process, which costs you usually like 100 to 200 euros a kilogram, which is kind of expensive. And the material itself is also kind of expensive. You can actually get it, I think, at Matter Hackers, and it's $450 for a spool of 3 kilograms of material. And 3 kilograms of material, of that material, because it's metal filled, is not even as much as 1 kilogram of PLA. So it's really interesting. What do you think of an Ender 3 with a build volume of 235 by 235 by 500? I'm not really, I don't think that this is a great idea, because the problem with that build height and the moving bed is that at some point, if you really print 500 millimeters high, your model just might get into resonance and shake loose. So if you really plan to print high, a Core XY or a Delta is probably the better choice. Animation Creation 42 is asking, Aldi or Lidl? I'm an Aldi guy. Boris is asking, can I buy you a beer when I go to Germany? You can give it a try. All right. Tony M is asking, can you make affiliate links so if I shop at Amazon or eBay, I can support you? Actually, there had been Amazon affiliate links in my description for the last 2 years, but I was audited by the Amazon partner net or affiliate team, and this is actually not allowed. If you want to support me, but don't tell anyone else, just use any of my affiliate links in the description, and your purchases for the next 24 or 48 hours will be, so I'll get some kickback for those, even though those affiliate links are for special products. You don't have to buy that product. Anything you will buy in the next 48 hours, I'll get a small kickback from. Adam is asking, what would you say about the Railcore tool changer? I really like E3D's tool changer. I have seen it at Murph. I would really like to get my hands on one. But as I said, at the moment, it's just too much work piling up, and I just can't do anything properly. Alex is asking, are you still happy with your Go CNC? My Go CNC is my CNC router I got a year or 1.5 years ago. I'm still quite happy with it. It's not a machine which you can really use for metals, but all of the woodworking stuff is fine, and also aluminum. It does kind of well. So for the amount of money you pay for it, it's a nice machine. It's still more expensive if you would buy something from China, but if you are local in Germany, or I think anywhere in the EU, you have warranty and support and things like this, which you probably don't get from Chinese machines. Zazu is asking, what do you think of smaller companies using FDM parts in end products? If you do it properly, it's, I think, not a bad idea. If they choose the wrong material and if they don't use 3D printing properly, it's not good, because that just lowers the value of the parts. But if you apply 3D printing in a proper way, and especially, for example, SLS 3D printing, it's really nice, even for consumer products, and it's just in small quantities way cheaper than injection molding. Tom or Stefan, what are some of your favorite American beers? So when I was in Michigan 10, 11 years ago, the favorite beer I had there was the Oberon IPA thing, which I really enjoyed. I haven't tried one of those for the last 10 years, but I remember to enjoy it at that point. Maker's Mike is asking, how about you and Tom duke it out on build projects? Well, we are already working together on the Meltzone podcast. Maybe there is some more collaboration in the future, but we are both busy men. Felix is asking, what's the maintenance you did on your Prusa i3? I clean it from time to time. I re-lubricate it. I clean the bed, but nothing really that much anymore, or not really that much. I use the just my vacuum to vacuum out the dust in the cooler and in the fans from time to time. But otherwise, it's kind of fine. HillCT is asking, what part of YouTube affiliate linking was not allowed? It is obviously not allowed, or they said it's not allowed to put a general Amazon affiliate in the description. So I have to link to directly to products. Otherwise, they might take my ad revenue. Clotfree is asking, what was your most usable print and what was it for? Let me think. Coat hangers, maybe. Those were actually one of the first things I did in our house, and they're still there holding up really well. Simple part, but they work well. Otherwise, I don't know. Yeah, we did some repairs in the house, things like these. The thing is, with doing YouTube, I kind of lack the time to do kind of nice projects for myself from time to time. Fabrizio is asking, do you think nylon filament with carbon fiber reinforcement is really worth it? We talked about that a couple of minutes before. It's good for stiffness in the printing direction, but it's usually bad for layer adhesion and things like these. And carbon fiber filled filament is usually easier to print than non-filled material. If you're looking for stiffness and if you can lay down your parts in a flat manner and also load them in the direction in which you were printing, carbon fiber filament is nice, but if you have a complex part which is loaded in many different directions, it might not be that beneficial as some are actually advertising. Razzo is asking, what other job do you have? I am a mechanical engineer. I'm a research engineer in a big German aerospace manufacturing company, and I do research in metal 3D printing, which is kind of nice. The Midnight Smith, thank you for the $5. Hey Stefan, thanks for all of the awesome videos. I learned so much from the strength tests. And it's why I have tried nylon and metal infused materials. Cool. All right. Roland is asking, Creality is coming with a multi-style tool, 3D printing, engraving, laser. Are you looking forward to this machine? Actually, to be honest, I am not really keen on machines which are multi-purpose, because usually multi-purpose machines, they're not good for everything. So it's for the one thing and for the other thing and for the next thing, but not really good in one direction. So in my opinion, buy a dedicated machine for engraving, for lasering, laser especially. Get an enclosure to not laser out your eyes, and also 3D printing. This is my take on that. Ozumak is asking, do you work for MTU? No, I'm not working for the MTU. All right. There have been a couple of questions on Twitter, which I'll take a look at for a second and maybe answer those questions there. So just give me 1 second. Also, by the way, if you enjoy watching this, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. it's good for my own and also good for promoting it in the future. Oh, where do I find my Twitter threads? Just give me 1 second. So much things on Twitter going on. Ah, there you go. All right. On Twitter, Makers Muse was asking, my questions are how the YouTube Live is treating you and what testing tools you want to add to your arsenal. So how is YouTube treating me? YouTube is a lot of work and it is really challenging from time to time, to be honest. I kind of have to say that I didn't really have like a free day or a free week for months, just because I'm working a lot. And on the other hand, if I'm not working, you still always have your mobile phone around and you get notifications on Twitter, you read comments and all of the things. And this is a lot of pressure. This is really a lot of pressure, and you really have to pay attention that this is not stressing out yourself too much. And so many YouTubers have been burning out over the years because of all of this pressure, all of the work you have to put into. And making YouTube is not just making the YouTube videos, it's everything which is in the background, and this can be exhausting from time to time. But well, YouTube has becoming a job for me because it is paying me at least a bit. It is not a hobby anymore, but still the reason why I'm doing it at the moment is because of all of you guys, because I appreciate so much all of the feedback I'm getting, all of the nice comments, all of the comments on that you learned something new and that I was able to tell you something which you haven't known before. And I think this is at least some of the spirit of YouTube. It's that mentality of sharing. It's that mentality of creating things not just for yourself. It's creating things for the community that everyone can benefit from that. So yeah, YouTube is kind of, it's hard work. It is hard work. And I'm also really looking forward to my holiday, which is starting in 1.5 weeks, where I hopefully just can get some rest for 3 weeks. But yeah, I really have to pay attention that I don't burn out, because as I said, it's a lot of work. But as I said, all the positivity I'm getting back is really helping me a lot, and it's also helping all of the other people who are creating content on YouTube. Peter Berland, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you so much. How does the thumbs up help content creators? Thumbs up helps content creators in a way that YouTube is looking for engagement in videos. So if you guys are watching a video and you find it helpful and you find it interesting and you give it a thumbs up, this is a sign for the algorithm that this video also might be useful for other people. So it's promoting that video to more people. So I'm getting more views, or everyone is getting more views, where the engagement rate is higher. So writing comments, giving thumbs up, even giving thumbs down, because even controversial things might be interesting for some people, is helping out creators. So if you like something that you have watched, and really, yeah, just participate in it. Hit a comment, hit the like button, subscribe to a channel. It's really helping those creators out. So how much did I actually miss? Part-time Ronan is asking, any chance on testing Phantom Fibers by Adrian Boyer? I kind of already did that in the past. You can watch my, how's it called, adaptive infill video. where I used simulation to create kind of a special infill structure to strengthen my parts at the location where it's really needed. Georgie is asking, will you have any laser cutting related on your YouTube channel soon? I have 2 laser engravers in my basement. I don't have a real laser cutter. Those ones have 2.5 and 5.5 watt laser diodes. They can cut thin wood, but not really that much more. I was thinking about buying a CO2 laser, but I lack the space at the moment to put it somewhere. What's up with the thumbnail for the stream? Sorry guys, it had to be like that. Maybe I'll change it later. Claude Free is asking, is your lab in your basement? Have you been thinking of renting bigger spaces if necessary? So I have a dirty shop in the basement, and I have an office which is not in my basement, where I do most of the 3D printing. Down there I do the things that stink and smell and make a mess. I might get a bigger space in a couple of months, and I'm really looking forward to that because it gets really cramped in here. Zero Kelvin is asking, are you considering any more strength test of resin printing in the future? Yeah, I would really like to do that. There are some interesting things which could be investigated. I would really like to take a look what the strength of conventional resin is, and not the tough resin. Also, parameters like curing parameters, how do they play into the strength of 3D printed parts? There has been a video by a guy whose name I can't remember at the moment, where he showed that, for example, curing the tough resin from Siraya Tech at 60 degrees Celsius makes it even more, even tougher, which is really cool. I would like to do that, but as I said, so many projects are piling up at the moment, and I have to just work on them one by one. Karate Keks is asking, kannst du Deutsch? Yes, I can. Do you think if you use abrasive materials occasionally, is it worth permanently using a hardened steel nozzle? How much worse are they than brass for normal performance? So Jack was asking that. I am using a Nozzle X on my original Prusa Mark III for like since Murph, and before that I had been using a normal hardened steel nozzle. I don't see a big difference in print quality, especially with the Nozzle X. So I don't actually change it. I just always use it. You might need to go with the temperatures a little bit higher, but this is actually something which will be coming up in fall this year. I have a whole ton of different like more expensive nozzles right here, from hardened steel nozzles to tungsten carbide nozzles to ruby nozzles, where I will check how is actually the print quality affected when you are using these nozzles, and what kind of settings do you need to change to get the same printing results in the end. Since I print a lot and also sometimes with abrasive materials, I just prefer to always keep an abrasive resistant nozzle in my printer, that I don't have to change it all of the time. Thidi Gazner, question, any plans for more electronic CAD 3D printing content? Yes, there will be more projects in this direction, and there might be a nice collaboration coming up after my holiday. Mark, what was the most expensive printer you ever worked with, not necessarily owned by you? Was it worth the price? So at work we have direct metal laser sintering machines which set you back more than $500,000 euros. Those are expensive. They are worth the price for the applications because you can do some really interesting things with those. In terms of FDM 3D printing, the most expensive machine is actually, I think, the Dremel 3D45 I have down in my basement. I wouldn't say that it is worth the price because it's more targeted towards the educational market, just because how it is enclosed and everything. It's nice for ABS and nylon applications, but you could probably get a cheaper printer which performs the same way. All right. Sorry, guys. Animation Creations 42 is asking, how many issues have you had with metal printers at work? Are they reliable? It depends. They can be really reliable, but just bear in mind those 3D printers have been around for 10, 15, 20 years. So there is still some research necessary in that direction. We have been forging, casting, welding for decades or even centuries, so we are way better at that. But I think it is a nice complementary process for the future. It won't really replace like conventional machining, but it will have its applications for things which you can't manufacture conventionally, but especially with those metal parts you always need like milling, drilling, and also turning to get to a final shape with really tight tolerances. Vast86 is asking, hey Stefan, have you already checked out the new Prusa SL1 and the curing and washing machine CW1? I have seen it at Murph. I have never used it so far. It seems to be a really nice machine, and it sets itself off from the other cheap machines which are currently flooding the market, but it's way more expensive. If you want to do resin printing in a bit more professional way, it's a nice combination with the curing and washing machine. The tilting bed is a really nice machine, and it's just in between a Formlabs printer and like a cheap Mars Elegoo Mars or something like that. So it might be worth the price, but yeah, I have never used it so far. Dirty Harry is asking, why am I drinking out of a vase? It's actually not a vase, it's a pineapple glass, and I like it. Ronald van Balen is asking, what are the future plans for this YouTube channel? I'm actually not sure. I like to do the things that I'm doing at the moment. They still keep me happy. I don't know. I am seeing what people like and what they don't like, so I think it will be a slight transition into maybe in the future different topics that more people might like, but I think I found my niche with testing materials and doing all of the things in a more technical way. So I try to, well, remain in my niche, because if I get out of there, there are people who are doing things way better than I do. 3D Factory is asking, what is the strongest filament you print with a normal printer? Polycarbonate is really nice. I have some really nice professional carbon fiber reinforced nylon filaments right here. All in this direction. It depends. Many people don't really realize that PLA is actually one of the strongest materials out there. It's stronger than ABS, it's stronger than PETG, it's stronger than it's stronger than polycarbonate in some regards. The big problem with PLA is its heat resistance. But if you have parts that are always kept at room temperatures, PLA is a really strong material. Zero Kelvin, it is the best to do videos you like. Yes, because otherwise, if I would need to do videos I am not happy with, I wouldn't do them well and you wouldn't enjoy them, probably. Okay, let me just check Twitter for another second if there were some more questions. Congratulations, congratulations. So on Twitter, Pro Bono is asking what would need to happen for you to use Linux and open source applications exclusively. So the thing is, my time is limited, and as much as I like the spirit of open source and open source applications, I often just do not have the time to struggle with those. Commercial software is most of the times just more reliable, less hassle, so I tend to stick to those better. And I'm not good at Linux, so it would be kind of a lot of work to really learn all of that stuff. So I don't think that there won't be happening anything really soon that I will be switching to Linux and open source applications. I am really sorry. I am really, really sorry. Okay. Joe is asking, what are some fixes for Y layer shift? Increase the stepper current, probably. Nilayan Paul is asking, what is the scope of generative design in your field of work industry? So we use generative design, topology optimization in a way to understand load cases better and to design parts in a way that they're more efficient, so lighter. But this is kind of a lot of work, because it's not just doing the topology optimization and then directly printing it, because you need to make sure that it's printable, you need to make sure that it's robust, and this requires quite a lot of work. Also, again, in CAD, to use the results from the generative design and recreate or to interpret those results. It's an interesting technology. It has been hyped for the last years, especially with 3D printing. It has its applications, but it's not perfect for everything. I have to be honest. Kier 3D is asking, my 3D prints were weaker than PETG. Where is the wrong part? Well, I don't know what kind of brand of PLA you were using. I don't know how you really judged which were weaker and which were stronger. The thing with PETG is that it's more ductile. So if you load it slowly, it will give way more than PLA. PLA or standard PLA will just snap right away. If you have problems with the strength of your PLA parts, maybe try out one of the tough PLAs, and because these ones, they are more forgiving for impact loads and things like these. They are more ductile and can be a nice replacement for ABS parts if there is not the temperature component involved. Sasha is asking, what exactly did you study? Do not hesitate to say in German. So what did I study? I said that before. I have a bachelor's in mechanical engineering and I have a master's in applied computational mechanics. Adam Miller, thank you for the $2. Tips for making prints watertight. Congratulations on 100K. Thank you very much. If you want to make your parts watertight, use more perimeters, increase your extrusion multiplier, use the wipe movement. That's basically it. And maybe increase the extrusion width a little bit. That usually helps you to make prints watertight. Part-time Ronan is asking damp versus dry filament strength test. I already did that. Check out my video library. Sasso is asking, would you be comfortable with that filament shelf if it was in direct sunlight? I think I wouldn't be really that comfortable with, because if it's, for example, black and you have the sun really just shining on it, the material can get hot and it might give, and the whole just rack might come apart. So in applications like this, maybe use PETG or ABS or other materials which are a little bit more forgiving in that regard. Okay. Cur3D is asking, what do you think about printing a synthesizer case about 1 meter long versus making a metal band one? Money, cost, technology problems, and quality points, please. So with that size, I would probably not go for 3D printing. I might be doing a combination of both. So for example, the side parts could be 3D printed, but like the big sheet parts, just band sheet metal might be a way better application, a way better material for that, because it's stronger, you can engrave it, and all of that stuff. 3D Factory is asking, do you have any under 500 euros printer that you would recommend? The Artillery is a nice machine if you want to print big. The Ender 3 Pros that are 250 bucks, they are really nice for what they are costing. I am not the biggest fan of really huge 3D printers because I rarely have applications for those. So if you're not looking for something gigantic, go with a smaller one. They're usually better in print quality than the bigger ones because they're more rigid. 3D Guzzner. I actually should have put it right here. Show us the play button again for the people joined late. I actually don't know. Can anyone tell me how many are watching at the moment? Because I don't have any clue. 142. Nice. Yeah, this is my play button. Thanks to all of you guys. I really appreciate it. I wouldn't be at the point where I am today if you guys weren't here, if I would not have all of the people supporting me via Patreon, via donations, via just watching my videos and watching the ads and buying things over my affiliate links. This is motivating me, and also just the really nice feedback I'm getting all of the time. So yeah, thank you very much for that. I already get a bit emotional again. All right, I think most of the questions have been answered. And well, we are already 1.5 hours in. I already noticed that my voice is getting a little bit dry. So I guess the last thing to say again is thank you so much for all of your support. Thank you so much of being here today. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I highly appreciate it. I'm really looking forward to the future. As I said, I will be on holidays for kind of the next 3 weeks in Japan. But there will be some content being released. But yeah, until then, thanks for watching. Thank you so much. And I hope to see you around in the next video or in the next live stream. Bye bye.